and get the live chat up and going here. So we are all set to roll today. Let me get rid of this. There we go. So who we got on here now? We got 3 people on here. We're on a little bit early tonight. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay on tonight because I'm still suffering from the sciatica, and the medicine's still affecting my stomach, unfortunately. But that's part of life, I guess, now. It is going away slightly, which is good. So that's one of the things that's going on. Let's see if we can get the live chat up here. So I think we got Rich Sinful's on board. Let's see who else we got on here. I think Sinful's on board. Let's start getting some questions up here and see who's on here. So how you guys doing tonight? You guys doing good? Let me actually flip this around here. Or put it over here. So, hey Sinfuls, what's going on? Scott Ferris is on board. Regular guy. How do you treat sciatica? Sciatica really sucks, to be honest with you. You can treat it with all kinds of things. They have I think they call it a traction thing. It flips you like this here or whatever. And then they have cold laser therapy, which they do in the United States. And they also have laser therapy here now, which is kind of cool because I have cold laser here. I haven't had much luck with that this time. Usually I do with other pain, but this time it's not working because it's all inflamed. And there's other ways. There's also medication. The medication kind of is bad for your stomach and stuff. But yeah, and then there's operations, which I don't want to get. See, good morning. Chuck says, good morning from San Diego. May gray, June gloom, starting to turn into summer here. Exciting because I'll be over there to get my SRRV in September. That's good, Chuck. If you need I think you might have talked to us already. I'm not sure. If you need any help with that, just let me know. Douglas Robinson is on board. How you doing, Doug? Finn Publishing. Hello, family. Mighty 690 AM. Wished TCH was legal for sciatica. I think he means THC. Biowan Bob. Howdy. Checking in from Biowan City. Negros Oriental. How you doing, Bob? Gordon Stephen, good morning. And we got like 32 people on here already. That's good. Gordon Stephen, good morning. Sojourner, Nomad Life, working with Mary now. That's good. You'll like her, Ram. She's really, really good at what she does. Treat her good because, you know, she's free. She gets paid by the PRA, and, you know, make sure you give her a good tip at the end. You know, I tell everybody that because she saves you $1,000, unlike the other companies out there. Roseville Raider, thoughts on David Bond? I'm not sure who David Bond is, to be honest with you, Roseville Raider. Maybe you can fill me in. Never heard that name before. Ram Sojourner Nomad Life, thumbs up. See, who else we got on here? We got 41 people on here tonight, so let's get some questions going on here tonight. Get the ball rolling tonight. Let's see. Edward Pierenboom says, hi, Stephen. How is the volcano affecting travel out of Manila? No problems at all here. Taal's not active. The Mayan volcano is far away, and it's really not that bad. The Mayan volcano, even though they took out some people up there, I don't think it's as bad as they're making it out to be, but that's just me. Roseville Raider, he's the guy that's building a harem in Cebu. Yeah, I don't know anything about him, to be honest with you. I haven't even heard anything about him. It must be one of the a lot of the other guys out there that do videos and stuff. I don't watch them, so it must have been something they covered. And we got Maria Daisy Gutierrez. How are you, Steve? I'm good. That's my friend Daisy. Let's see who else we got on here. Yeah, the David Bond guy. I've never heard about that. Somebody's gonna have to fill me in someday or give me a link or something. Give us a link if there's anything on him out there. I'd be interested in taking a look at that, or send it to me on Steven5975@yahoo.com. I'll read it. I'll take a look at it. You know, we'll see what's going on. Yeah, this week has been a rough week. I'm trying to get out some good content, and I'm starting to feel a little bit better and feeling more myself after getting out today. So that's a plus. So I'm hoping by tomorrow I can get out and walk a lot, and I'm going to try to go out and do some steps tomorrow and see how many I can get done, because the walking does help my back. Wandering Wolf says, I'm 40. Should I work for another 20 years before retiring? If you're 40, I I would save like crazy for the next 15 years and retire at 55 or 60. 55 is a good time to retire over here because you're still young enough that you can get a pretty fairly young woman over here that's decent looking, and stay over here. Roseville Raid, I appreciate your video on privacy. It's some of your best info. Thank you. Jeeves Winston, hey Steve, good morning from New England. How you doing, Jeeves? Good to see you on here today. Good to see somebody here from my home area. So, Chuck619, got everything figured out for the SRRV from this channel. Very grateful for what you do. Love to meet up in September, October. Yeah, I can probably meet up. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. It depends on my situation. We have a lot of people that want to come here and visit me just to visit. It does get kind of difficult for me sometimes. Gene Lamb says, where can I call if I need a throwaway ticket? I'm planning to be in Manila in August, and I need a throwaway ticket. Where can I get this? The throwaway ticket is a real ticket. I tell people not to do the rent-a-ticket things because it's a risk. They're actually not allowed to, but people use them, and it's like you rent a ticket, and an hour later it disappears off the screen. It just goes away. You kind of rent it. I forget what you pay for, like $20 or $14 or whatever it is. I know they're fairly reasonable. I tell people to buy a Singapore ticket and just dispose of it. A Singapore ticket's pretty inexpensive. If you look on some sites, shop for it, and you can, it doesn't matter which airline, just find the cheapest ticket because you're not going to use it. So, but that's what I say, Gene. Most people use the Singapore tickets for throwaway tickets. Mac WIL, whoop whoop. I just walked 15,000 steps with my tactical vest this morning. There you go. I try to walk 10,000, but I've been struggling lately with even 5,000 or 3,000. So, Lou Anderson, hello everyone. Starting my journey on September 7th, meeting with Mary Rose to get my SRRV. There you go, Lou. I think we talked. I think we talked already. Michael L. Good evening, Stephen. I have a lot of people on my list. So, Tony Garria, all the channels of you guys in their 70s with 20-year-old Filipino girlfriend's wife seems too good to be true. Well, I'm not in my 70s. I've just reached 60, and I'm not with a 20-year-old. So, let's see. Gordon Stephen, how will my cell phone work in PH? Do I need a new number, a SIM card? Yeah, you want to get a new number over here when you get here. And I tell people to get around the registration thing, just register at the smart stores in any of the malls and get the monthly plan, and then you'll be all set. Michael L. says, as I've stated before, immigration has direct access to the Sabre database, and they know if you have a real ticket or a rent-a-ticket. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people have been getting caught with that, and they're getting called on it. And sometimes they check on it, and sometimes they don't. So it's just a matter of them checking, and that's it. It's supposed to be up to the airline that you're flying with at the time, I guess, to check that, from what I understand. That's what I've been told anyway. Roseville Raider, do you think it's a mistake for Old Dog to bring his woman back to the U.S.? I didn't even know he was bringing his woman back to the U.S., to be honest with you. Do I think it's a mistake? My first wife, I took her back to the U.S., and, she left after a while, and I think it's a mistake for most people, and all my friends had the same things happen to them, and I saw like about 10 people go through that, if not more. Also, when I was in the military, I saw a lot of Filipino women leave their men. As soon as they went out to sea, they found somebody else. So I think it's because they're considered exotic over there, where we're the exotic ones over here. Just remember that. It's like the opposite. We're the opposite over here. Jeeves Winston says, regular guy, Scott, are you here? Buy One Bob says, my girlfriend and I love exploring around Buy One area for waterfalls. We actually have a waterfall right here in Tracy Martira's over in the Conchu area. Alfred C says, good morning, Steve. Buy One Bob, lots of amazing waterfalls. Yes, there are. Pak San Han is a beautiful falls. Bob, if you're looking for a beautiful video on waterfalls, go back and look at my Pak San Han videos. I did probably about 4 or 5 of them back there, and watch the ones when I'm leaving the falls. Those are the most beautiful, and there's more than one fall at Pak San Han. A lot of people don't understand that, but check out my waterfall videos. You get a chance. L to the G. T-Mobile worked in HK and the Philippines, no extra charge either. Yeah, T-Mobile works, but it's best to have a Filipino phone number because that's an American phone number. You want to have a Philippine number and American number, and I use Magic Jack for that, and Magic App. Okay, I actually use Magic App, which is the same thing as Magic Jack, only it's on your cell phone. Tony Correa says, sorry, I didn't mean you, the other channels. No, that's okay. Lazy Larry Lee, hello, Steven, watching ads. Thank you, Larry. Yeah, if you guys get a chance, please watch my ads, or at least run them. It's what helps keep this channel going, and it's the only thing that keeps this channel going is the ads. Okay, just FYI, guys. Wondering Wolf says, does swimming help your sciatica? It does a little bit, but it's not like the walking helps me. Yes, swimming does help, or even being in water helps me somewhat, you know. Lazy Larry C says, thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, Larry. Larry Harry says, you shouldn't remove the wild animals from their natural habitat. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but okay. Oh, you're talking about the women, I guess. Okay, I gotcha. Sun Moon, Mayonga B, Steve. Not sure what that means. I don't speak Tagalog, but okay. Bob says, I brought my dog here to the Philippines. Not easy task, but I couldn't leave my baby behind. Lazy Larry says, hi, Sinfuls. Yeah, we have Sinfuls on here tonight, and I'm thankful that he's on here to do, you know, screen people on here just in case. Ram Sojourner says, in Baguio now for cooler weather. Sinfuls, hi, Larry. Gordon Stevens says, can I fly one way to Manila with one-way ticket to Singapore and count it as an exit ticket so I can stay a while to apply for the SRRV? Yeah, you get one for like 29 days later or whatever. I think that they've already switched to the 59, but I'm not sure. You have to check into that. Lizzie Moroto says it means good evening, Steve. Okay, thank you. Let's see. Sinfuls, might be short time for me, so tired, LOL. Sun Moon says it's Basayan for good evening. Sinfuls, did not sleep much last night. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I did sleep a lot today, though, you know. Jimbo L says, thanks for the cell phone info. No problem, Jimbo, you know. David Hess, good day, everyone. Yeah, the cell phone stuff, a lot of people, you have to understand that the T-Mobile Magenta is the one where you're going to get your codes on. And that's why I recommend that people have the T-Mobile Magenta, just to get the codes from the banks. So if you have it on your computer or for your phone or whatever, you have that. It does help you. You want to have a dual SIM phone, though. Okay, most phones are dual SIM now, from what I'm understanding. At least the newest phones are. Because you have that code that you put in now. You don't have the SIM card all the time. There's a code that you put in, you know. Let's see, let's get some more comments up here, guys. Let's see, we got 69 people, 29 thumbs up. Let's hit that thumbs up, guys. Lizzie Marota, how is the Mayan volcano doing? I saw pictures of it the other day. It doesn't look like it's really that bad. They always have eruptions up there every once in a while, so it's really not that bad. Off the beaten path says, I'm wondering about driver's license before 90 days. It'd be, it depends. If you're a tourist, it's different. If you're SRRV, you can get it as soon as you get your card. Okay, you can go up and get it. It's pretty easy to get, and you don't need your ACR card if you're SRRV, because your SRRV, meaning your ACR card exempt. Okay, guys. I think you got to wait your 59 days and get your ACR card to get the license, though. I'm pretty sure. Philly Willie in the Philippines, 69 users in the room, sir. Thank you. 78 now, 35 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. A retiring cobbler. Which is best for motorcycle riding? Bohol, Cebu, Negros, or Panay? You know, all those places are really beautiful. Some people don't like Cebu too much, that area, and some people do. Bohol's nice. And Panay is nice. I've been to Panay. I'm not sure about Negros. I really can't comment too much. I've heard about Cebu. Some people like riding their bikes around there. I would say Bohol, Cebu, and Panay. I don't know enough about Negros to really comment on that. Sorry. A Wandering Wolf, any update on China's situation? What will happen to the Philippines if they invade Taiwan? Nobody really knows. You know, that's the thing. I mean, if they stop there, I think they'll be fine. But who knows what they're going to do? I mean, some people think that this is just going to keep on continuing because of, you know, what they're doing around the world and what they're building and stuff like that. So, who knows? We'll see what happens, you know. Lizelle Moroto says, are you still experiencing aftershocks? No. We did get a few minor ones after that, but nothing you could really feel really big. You'd feel like a minor shake, and that's it. Weather here in New Hampshire is weird. Late frost killed most of the garden, even stunted lilacs. Many didn't bloom this year. Cold and wet this morning. Seeing any weird trends on the other side of the world? Actually, it's kind of hot and muggy here today. And this past week, it's been really hot and muggy. See, off the beaten path says, okay, thanks. Philly Willie in the Philippines. Taiwan has a better military and only a few good beaches for an invasion. That's right. That's true. While I'm not confident about Phil's military, I would be going to Mindanao to take a boat to Malaysia. It's probably about the best thing to do. Philly Willie in the Philippines. Phil's army might only have 6 days of ammo or something. Yeah, I'm not sure what they have, what the Philippines has as far as weaponry and stuff like that. Faustina Big Cuz says, good evening, watching from Las Piñas City. Thanks, Faustina. A retired caller, what city are you in? I'm in Tracy Martirez. I'm in Cavite province, okay? I'm near Tal Volcano. That's just south of Manila. Ramal says, my good friend has a place in Arizona. His wife died. He comes home to Michigan every summer. Been trying to convince me to get a winter place. I am stuck on the Philippines. I'd stick with the Philippines, Ramal, to be honest with you. Ramal says, get the likes up. Thanks, Ramal. I appreciate it, man. See, we got 91 people on board. We're really moving tonight. That's good. We've only been on 16 minutes, and we got 46 thumbs up. See how long we can stay on tonight. See how good I feel. Let's see. Get some more questions on here, guys. Get this rolling. Yeah, this week we've been in bed most of the time because of the back issues, but I've been trying to get out a little bit. I try to get to the mall and walk around. Michael says, any dates lately? No. I've been busy with the back issues and stuff like that, so no dates. Liza Morel, are you close to Tagaytay? Yes. Wandering Wolf, the U.S. bases in Philippines will be the big question mark if China invades Taiwan. Yes, they will. I think they will. The question will be whether they bomb them or whatever, if something happens, and hopefully they will not. I think we got the anti-missile batteries up there already at some of these bases, so let's hope that they do. I'm sure they have something up there to protect these places. I'm sure the president here is on top of that situation and wants people protected here for sure. Although there was a Chinese ship here the other day, which was kind of interesting. But I think they do that just to keep the peace with everybody. Let's see, let's get some more questions on here, guys. We got 93 people, 55 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Philly Willie in the Philippines says the issue in airspace will be shut down in time of war. Probably yes. Phil's will quickly become cannibal island protests, anarchy. If Taiwan gets invaded, you want to hop on the plane the same day towards Malay. My Freedom, how many are open already? I think they got 5 open already. I'm not, and they're limited with how many people that they have on there actually. Their base is just to be ready if something happens, but then they have to ship the people here, which is kind of funny. So there's not a large contingency of Americans here, which a lot of people think that there are, and there are not. Tom Pear, as last noted on the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, the PI had 29 cities take part with 4,477 rides raised over almost 15K USD. That's for prostate awareness, I believe, right, Tom? Let's see, Douglas Robinson says, I have the same back issue. 12,000 steps a day seemed to really help. I noticed when I was walking, and you guys know when I was walking, I had a time there when I couldn't walk because I was going through some things. And I'm wondering if that contributed to bringing me back to where I was, not walking. And I think it may have. Sep315 says, hey, from Germany. Everything okay after the earthquake? Yeah, it wasn't a big deal, not much damage. Rob Zombie says, hey, the Philippines, smart for playing both sides. Yeah, kind of. But, as long as we have the Americans in here, which, is a good thing for us, I think. I don't think that they're really playing both sides. I think they just want to stay friendly because they buy things from China, a lot of things from China. So it behooves them to be at least semi-friendly. Ramal says, you seem to settle into the Philippines, and I buy admission and pretty boring guy. Love live music. How are the bands there? We have a guy here across the street, and he likes live bands. I think he's managed to find a few, and I've actually seen a few too up in up in Quezon City and also in Manila. There's bands up there. I was out a few weeks ago at Texas Roadhouse, and there was a band at the mall there. See, Chuck 619, the China situation is another reason to retire near an international airport. Yes, Manila to Guam is a short hop if the poop hits the fan. You know something? I don't know if an airplane would be targeted going to Guam, though. I mean, I think you'd probably want to go to Europe or something like that and then take off from there and go to the States. Just something I was thinking about if something ever happened here. We may do a video about that just for fun, just to discuss that and see what the comments are and stuff like that. I'll give my thoughts on it maybe. That might be a good subject, actually. Retiring cobbler. Anyone in here know if going live counts towards the 4,000 hours? Yes, it does. It should count towards the 4,000 hours. So it should. Okay, because it's just like the other things. As long as you have it, up there, it should count. If you're getting views and stuff like that, it's good views. Fitz from Florida finally moved and made it to PI. Thanks, Steve. Your channel helped me tons. Living in BGC, love it. Thank you, Fitz. Retiring cobbler, I want to say something. You can ask that question to Google, and most of the time, Google will find an answer for it. And Google is really good. If you ask that question directly, it'll answer it. Chuck 619 at Ramal. When I'm there, my wife and I enjoy live music 2 to 4 nights a week. That's cool. I'm sure there's tons of places you can go. You just got to seek them out. Philly Willie in the Philippines. They need to protect the Chinese shipping lanes from China. Scooby-Doo. Lazy Larry. Ramal, when I was in the Philippines, they had some really good bands. Yes, they have good bands here. And they have good concerts come here sometimes, too. Especially at the Mall of Asia. Ramal says, Larry, that's good to hear visiting later this year. Hopefully I get to hear a few. Maximus, hey, Steve. Long time since I caught you live. I was on in the Philippines 4 months earlier this year, so not much YouTube watching. Got back to the USA 3 weeks ago and back to YouTube watching. Thanks, Maximus. Thanks for watching, man. Philly Willie says, ideally, you want to fly to Dubai or something. Moving to another part of Asia, you may still be stranded in Asia. Yes, that's true. Excuse me, guys. Tom Pear, I take turmeric and cumin for inflammatory in my back, and my little blue pills, ibuprofen. I actually have just what you're talking about, turmeric. And I do take that, and it does seem to help. Lizzo Moroto, Ramal, there's a good band here in Cebu, in Park Social at IT Park. Ramal, Chuck, that's awesome. Michael says Brandon's accuser fled to Russia, afraid she would be arrested. Interesting. Michael on said, see you Monday. We'll see you Monday, Michael. We actually have a thing this Monday at Texas Roadhouse at the Evia Mall, guys. If any of you guys want to come, we're meeting at 1:30 over there at the Evia Mall, and it's in Bacoor. So if you guys want to go, you're welcome to show up there. Wanderlust Asia, great new live music venue in Cebu City called Fiddlers on Ramos Street. That's cool. Sinfuls, I'm going to bed or I'll falling asleep. Thanks, Sinfuls. Thanks for being with us, at least for a little while. We appreciate it, man. My freedom. Steve is traveling on Mindanao safe. Yes and no. There's places you want to stay out of. I would stay out of some of the places there. Go on to the U.S. Embassy website and it tells you where not to go. Okay, and I would stay away from those places. I myself do not like traveling to Mindanao, and I probably never will. That's just me. Lazy Larry Lee says, Sinfuls, good night. Wanderlust Asia, love your sensible insights, Steve. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. So we got 62 thumbs up, 101 viewers tonight, so that's good, guys. Thank you. Let's see, we need some more comments on here, guys. Let's get this rolling. But if any of you guys want to come to our thing at the Evia Mall, it'd be greatly appreciated, guys. We'd love to meet you guys and stuff like that there. And we do that like once a month. We try to have a get together. I think this time we probably have about 25 people or something like that. So Wanderlust Asia says Northern Mindanao is safe around Surigao, etc., down to Davao. Yeah, Davao is very safe. We actually have a couple of women down there that came through the SRRV process here, and Nice people, very nice people, and they moved down there, and they like it down there, as far as I know. They're having uh, culture adjustment, I'll say, but yeah, they like it down there, as far as I know. They seem to like it anyway. It's different living here in the Philippines, especially for some of the women, even for some of the men. It's certainly different, a different lifestyle. Leonard Marlin says Davao is the safest city in the Philippines. Yes, it is. You know, it's definitely a safe place to live, and it continues to be that way. And it's run very well down there, and they take pride in that city. Actually, it's probably better run than most of the places in the Philippines. Actually, um, they have good restaurants there, good food, clean streets, good housing, reasonable housing, and a good way of life for expats down there too. So it's kind of cool. Let's see. Let's get some more comments on here. More questions, guys. We had a guy out there. He said he was going to be on here tonight. If he's on here tonight, he was going to ask some questions about his dog. Now's the time to ask it, because I have a answer for you. I can't give it to you on here, but I can give you my email address and send you the information if you are on here tonight. Leonard Marlin says, I live 15 minutes by boat. It's great. Tom Pear, does anyone have a small boat, and do you know if there is any sort of license needed to operate small as in 4-passenger? That's a good question, Tom. I've even tried to seek out that to see if there is anything that you need. I never looked at the front of the boats to see if there's any numbers or anything like that on them. I don't think you do, but I could be wrong. That maybe for the bigger boats you probably do. Wanderlust Asia, Duterte family would keep it safe too. Yes, I think he has a big hand in keeping that place safe, actually. Paul Sutton question, why don't we see more posts about recreational fishing with rod and reel? It is good, clean fun here on Cape Cod. I actually lived in Hyannis, Paul, for a long time. I lived on Sumi Road, Suomi. It was a Finnish street. Finnish and Swedes lived there. And I lived there and on Sterling Road. Fitz from Florida, after a week here, I've noticed that the national pastime is staring at your phone. I thought it was bad in the city. Yeah, it's really bad here. I will say that I noticed when I'm sitting with friends that are even American friends lately, that they're stuck in their phones a lot. CE Schoen says, not likely China is going to start anything. We're all tied together too tightly economically. I'm not so sure of that. I don't know how that's going to end. It's a funny situation for sure. L to the G. I've been around most of Mindanao, no problems at all. Just steer clear of Marawi. Yeah, Marawi is a good place to stay away from in any of the towns surrounding that area, I heard. In the autonomous zone, I would stay away from also. All that autonomous zone, most expats have told me, if you stay out of there, you're good. There are some safe spots in there, but I would just try to stay away, just for safety's sake. Robert M. says, they said the same thing about Russia and Ukraine. Yeah, they did. They said that Russia would never attack Ukraine, and then they did. So, I mean, who knows about China with the current president in there? I don't know if he would overlook that or not. He's putting up a pretty good bluff right now, but who knows where he would stand if it actually happened. That's the question. Gene Lamb, if I call Singapore Airlines, shall I mention throwaway ticket? Don't say throwaway ticket. Just tell me you want the cheapest ticket to Singapore, and find out, like 20 for whatever days later. Okay, Gene. And yeah, that might be the cheapest though. There are other airlines out there that might even be cheaper. Leonard Marlin says, I think it's where you live. We had two family fishing boats in Manito. Didn't need registration or licensing, but here in Davao, I need to be licensed here. So there's the answer to the boat question. I guess it depends on where you are. Okay. Michael L. says, be right back. Have to do a conference call for work. Bloody Aspera servers. Okay. We'll talk to you later, Michael. We're not going to be on here for a long time tonight because I got a bad cold and my back is not the best, but I'm going to try to go as long as I can, so we'll see. If not, we'll probably see you next week then. H. Hamilton, still waiting for the rod and reel fishing answer. I'm sorry, H. Hamilton. There are people that do fish here. There are Americans that fish from rocks and stuff here, and there's people that fish down in Iloilo too, I guess, from what I heard from some of the docks down there. So there are people that do that. I'm not sure about licenses. I don't think you need one. Tom Pear says usually no numbers, just a name on boats. Not much freshwater fishing in the PI. I liked coastal fishing when I was in Delegate. I used a small kayak with outriggers. You could probably fish in Tal Lake, man. That place is filled with tilapia, if that's what you wanted to fish for. 76 Corvette, hello, watching in Korea. There we go. Good to see you on here, man. Sep 315, I'm flying to Malaysia next month. Have you ever been to Malaysia? I have not. I have not been to Malaysia. Pat Keene says, hello, Steve and everyone else. Steve, have you ever used a hot water bottle for your back? I actually have 2 heating pads. One is a thing that I bought, and it's just like a hot water bottle, kind of. And you heat it up, and you take it, and it stays warm for about 3 hours. And I put that on my back. But it doesn't... the heat helps, but it's only short term, unfortunately. And I have inflammation in my back, so the heat is not always good for it. I actually put ice on it and then put heat on it sometimes. Philip Williams says, evening, bro. Philip here from Malolos. Been watching you for years. Thanks, man. I appreciate people watching. Tom's away. I always buy a fully refundable ticket through Delta. Cheapest way to go. Let's see. Dickie Spaz says, at Pat, I use a hot pad and mini massager. I've got all kinds of stuff. I've been trying to get into the hospital, at the Korean hospital here. I know a lot of you guys have been following what's going on with me with the sciatica, and I've been trying to get into the Korean hospital to see the doctor. And every time I've gone in there, I can't start my physical therapy until I see the doctor. And I'm gonna try one more time to get in there. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go see a chiropractor. And they use ultrasound. They use heat. They use the TENS units, and I've got TENS units right here. I got one right here, and I paid like 99 pesos for it online, and it works pretty good, actually. Let's see. Wanderlust says, game fishing in Chagall, my friend's company, Sharp Tackle and Tours. He's Canadian, running a good operation. That sounds like something that might be a big seller here, is running a fishing tour down here. They have an American run it. I'm not sure how you'd do that, though. Mike's Philippine Retirement. Hi, Steve. Enjoying your live stream. Thanks, man. Philip Williams, been to Malaysia many times. Great place to go for a break. Kuala Lumpur, best. Years ago, when I was in my 20s, I was actually writing to a girl in Kuala Lumpur, up until I found out that her father wanted $100 a month in order for me to get married to her. And I was like, no, I'm not paying somebody $100 a month to marry their daughter, you know. And back then, $100 was a lot, and I was young. I was in my 20s, so that would have hurt. Gene Lim, thanks for the info, Steve. You're welcome, Gene. Avalon says, good morning, Steve. Hope you're feeling a lot better. A lot of airfares are going lower. I hope so. I hope they go lower. After October 15th, for your cold with Thai soup called Tom Kai with coconut lemongrass and coconut chicken will help clear. Let's see. Philip Williams says, message retracted. Let's see. We got 101 people on here, 77 thumbs up. Thanks, guys. We're going to try to do like at least another half an hour on here today. Let's see. Let's get some more comments on here, guys. Yeah, to get back to the sciatica, though, they have ultrasound, which I think helps a lot. And they also have that thing where they flip you upside down and let your vertebra all pull apart. And that is what I think I need. That and the chiropractor. But the chiropractor, where my back is inflamed, might not help it until I get the inflammation down. And the inflammation has been going down. And I do want to get that walking situation a little bit better. And tomorrow I'm going to be working on that. So I'm going to try to get up early tomorrow and be doing that. Philly Willie in the Philippines. Life is supposedly quite normal in half of Ukraine these days, but they also have a whole of Europe sending them cash. No clue how this would play out in Philippines if China occupies Palawan, Luzon. Yes. We actually have an expat here, okay? And he likes it here. He does like it here, but he's looking for someplace different. And he's actually talked about going to Ukraine, because the part of Ukraine is actually quite nice, normal. Odessa and places like that. And he says he's thinking about going there. And I find that quite fascinating that somebody would actually want to go to Ukraine when people in Ukraine are getting out of there. Because I meet people at the malls sometimes that are from Ukraine. I met somebody over in the Evia Mall a few months back. Paul Sutton says, So you must be close to Mindoro. Yes, we're not too far. Have you been? No. I saw a video log once, looked amazing. Mindoro is a beautiful place. I've had several friends that have gone out there, and they say it's nice out there. Eventually, we're probably going to go out there once this back issue goes away. I want to go out there with Justin and check it out. Leonard Marlin says we bought a round trip airline tickets to Madrid, Spain for $800 from Manila for January 10th through April 10th. We'd like to travel outside the Philippines to another country. That sounds like fun, man. I'd actually think Spain. I actually think Spain or Sweden would be a fun place to go because I have relatives up in Sweden. Actually, my niece lives there. Lou Anderson, I canceled my flight on Japan Airlines after receiving wildly inconsistent info regarding the handling of my service dog. Not sure if the rep was wrong or the info on the website is wrong. Lou, I think you're the guy that contacted me the other day about coming to the Philippines, and if you email me at Steven5975, I will give you Sinful's email, and you can talk to him about that. I think it was you. I'm not sure. I'm almost sure it was you. If you need that info still, email me at Steven5975@yahoo.com. Philip Williams, medical. I brought 250K share stock in Ace Hospital. I get 50% discount on the bills. Also got the Phil Health policy at 17K per year for another 20%. It's all better than insurance policies. Yeah, there are some policies you can buy through hospitals and stuff like that, and it's well worth it sometimes to do those. I'm going to do some research into St. Luke's actually and try to find out more about St. Luke's because I heard that they have a thing up there we can do, but I need to research that first. Tom Pierce says you need to have a doctor prescribe baclofen to get the inflammation. That's actually what I'm taking. I actually like baclofen, with the exception, Tom, that it destroys your stomach. At least it does with me. I've been using that to get the inflammation out, and it does help. And it's only good for about 4 hours. But I do like the baclofen. That's actually helped me quite a lot, believe it or not. H. Hamilton, how hard would it be to get a physical therapist to do home visits several times a week? I actually have a physical therapist that has been stopping by here, and she was doing really, really good. It's pretty easy to find a physical therapist here if you need one. Wanderlust Asia, how's Pacific Cross Medical for paying for hospital visits? I have a policy, but I've never used it. I was in the hospital for a while, and they paid part of my bill because it was an emergency. You have to be admitted to the hospital for them to pay. They do have outpatient, though, too. Let's see, Joe Magical says, I have back issues that I've dealing with for some time now. I went to the chiro and acupuncturist, and they help. I also brought my hybrid memory and gel bed, and that helped a lot. I think your bed is the culprit. It could be. I'm not sure. ROV says there are lots of foreigners in Metro Manila in August and September, especially Bulacan, Cubao, and Pasay, SM MOA. We will be hosting the World Cup of Hoops. That actually sounds pretty interesting. Sean Richardson says, hello, Mr. Lawrence. That's because I'm from Lawrence, Massachusetts. That's not really my original town, but I lived there for a good long time. I lived there for almost 20 years, and I also lived in Billerica, Massachusetts for a long time, too, for almost 20 years there, too. Lou Anderson says, Rep told me the dog would need to be put in a crate in the cargo hold. Website did not. Either way, service dogs aren't allowed in the terminal of the Tokyo airport, and I have a 10-hour there. Yeah, that's kind of rough, Lou. You might want to definitely talk to Sinfuls, okay? If you want to email me, again, Steven5975@yahoo.com. Avalon says, stretch rubber bands with handles that you expand and hold progressively further. Longer times can help, as are water exercises. I do try to get to the pool when I can. I do yoga stretches and hold and releases with massages. The massages helped, and then I think it got me a little inflamed for a while. It helps relieve me during the massage, and then the next day I wake up and I'm kind of in pain, and I don't get the rough massages either. And she has me do exercises. I'm not sure how much it helps and how much it doesn't. I do see a lot of progress in the few days later from the massages and from the exercises. Ramal, are there any hospitals like the hospitals in Thailand? They have a world-rated hospital there. Yes, we have some great hospitals here, like St. Luke's and stuff. And there's a lot of other hospitals like De La Salle University Hospital near me and Das Marinas. Philip Williams, it's not a policy, it's stock. Covers your wife and kids under 21 as it's stock. It increases in value and can be passed on to your wife and sold at market rates, appreciate by about $50K per year. That's not bad. That's pretty good. But the thing I was talking about is that you can buy some sort of plan from some of these hospitals directly from the hospital, but you can only use that hospital. So just FYI. Excuse me, guys. G Manila, good live stream, Steve. Got new script. Methylprednisone tabs. Prednisone, I'm not a big fan of that. 7-day blister working for my sciatic pain. Prednisone can be really, really rough. My sister was on that, and it almost killed her. Ramal, get those likes up. Thank you. Thanks, guys. 82 thumbs up. I see. We got 115 people on board. Bearded Talk, can you do a video on local Whole Foods, vegan, organic cuisine? The dirt over there seems to be lots of salt, pork, and processed. I could. We actually have some farms around here that grow lettuce and a lot of fruits and stuff like that, and you can seek them out, and some of them are organic and some of them are not. We have an organic lettuce farm right down the street from us. It's not too far. But there's not too much organic foods around here, I'll be honest with you. RLV says, the ultra-rich here go to Medical City, Pasig, and St. Luke's Hospital. Yes. BGC for their healthcare needs. Craig Jordan says, the Philippine Info Channel, have you been diagnosed with arthritis in your back? I believe, I'm not sure that that's listed in my thing. I'll have to take a look at that, what the doctor wrote. There's a lot of stuff listed on there because there's definitely some damage done back there. I know there's some arthritis on my hip from what's going on, which doesn't help either. Sean Richardson says, thanks for the reminder, Amal. Mark Richard, Social Security called me on Wednesday to sign me up, so on the 4th Wednesday of each month, I will get paid. I hope to be there in August or September. I'm excited. Yeah, I got a little ways to go for mine. Paul Sutton says, I looked into bringing my dog, but found only flights originating in the United States would honor our service dog laws. As soon as you connect from a foreign country, rules change. Yes, that's true, unfortunately, from what I'm hearing. Zai says, hi, Steve. Greetings from Japan. How you doing, Zai? Avalon Super Firm Mattress is excellent with nice multi-layered cooling gel. Small layered neck pillows with very long full body pillow that support your hips and knees to keep your alignment. And prednisone bad. Yes, prednisone's bad. Louis Anderson had 10-hour layover in Tokyo, no service dog in terminal, now flying EVA into Philippines, no issues. Dickie Spaz says, massage, stretching, walking, and trying to eat a non-inflammatory diet works for my sciatica. The non-inflammatory diet is the hardest to accomplish. Yes, I agree. It means cutting out sugar, things like that, and I like my sugar, I'll be honest with you. Tom Paris says, well, my neighbor did it again, married another young PI girl and brought her to the USA. Bets are being made on what month she will split and head for the BBD. That's the way it happens over there, unfortunately. You know, I took my ex-wife over there from the Philippines, and it took a while, but she left too. You know, it just, and all her friends left their husbands too. Philip Williams, vitamin D it's actually a hormone, boosts your immune system like a turbocharger, recommended to everyone. Sorts out all these nagging pains after a month or two. 2,000 IU and milk thistle for the liver. Yes, I do agree with the milk thistle. Vitamin D helps too. Yeah. Let's see. Pat Keene says, to Steve and Dickie Spaz, walking is best for the back. I agree, Pat. I won't be walking today. It's like the end of the world is coming here in Ireland. Thunder, lightning, and heavy rain. Timmy says, bombers release her and repatriation is imminent. Leonard Marlin, Tom Bear, what's BBD? BBD is bigger, better deal, Tom says. Let's see, Dickie Spaz, Pat, I agree. Walking is great. Bertel Seth, hope you get well soon. When you come to Sweden, you are welcome to join us and fish at Lake Bolmen. We often smoke and catch or grill it. Warm greetings from Annie and Bertel. How you doing, Bertel and Annie? Good to see you on here. Hopefully we can meet next time. Bertel is a good friend of mine. He's actually one of our group when he comes here, and he went to I think one or two of our dinners. Doug says I had to go to the ER at Commonwealth Hospital in Quezon City last week. Painful, swollen foot, great care. Doctor had blood drawn, X-ray, nurse wrapped my feet, medication, 2,592 pesos total. That's not bad at all, actually. Yeah, Doug, I go up to Quezon City quite often. I go up there quite often. Doug Gilmore, I checked Kayak, and they have one-way ticket from Manila to Singapore for $51. Yeah, it's very cheap, Doug, and that's a great throwaway ticket at $51, and it's safe. Scott Slayton says, I am on carnivore diet, lost 20 pounds so far. I've actually lost 12 to 14 pounds because of the medicine. Timmy, sugar, that's ignorance. Scott Slayton, good to see your face. God bless you and your health. Your help to the orphanage is going well. Yes, we've actually got a lot of guys in our group here that donate to the orphanage, and plus we have another couple people that donate also. We probably get close to, I don't know, I'm guessing anywhere between $300 to $500 a month probably gets donated there, if I was to guess, maybe more. Sometimes maybe upwards to 700. I'm not sure, because some of the people do it on their own, so we don't know how much they're giving, but I know some of them give a lot. Philip Williams, where are you located? Be good to catch up on for a beer sometime. I'm in Tracy Martires, Philip. I'm not a big beer drinker, but I do drink a beer every now and then. If you want to contact me. Sometimes I have time, sometimes I don't. The best time to catch up with us is when we go to the Evian Mall for Texas Roadhouse, which is Monday at 1:30. Evian Mall is in Bacoor. Okay, so if you want to go, Texas Roadhouse Monday in Bacoor. Paul Sutton says, not sure where that guy is coming from, but you may be able to get a direct flight from LAX to Manila or Cebu with your pooch. Leonard Marlin says, married to a 42-year-old, not worried about her leaving me when we go to the States for 2 months a year. Now Spain or France, haha, who knows? There we go. Tom Perry says, do not let a doctor put you on gabapentin for back issues. Stuff messes with your head and does nothing for nerve pain. I was actually on gabapentin, Tom, and I totally agree with you on that. That stuff messes with your head really bad. Not just that, it was affecting my eyes. My eyes were sticking together. Like, yeah, you wake up with this goo in your eyes, and it's really gross. JP Ortega, I got a friend in the U.S. who lives with his Panay wife, but they have kids together. Maybe having kids Panay wives will make them stay. I had a kid too, and that didn't save anything. You know, long story. You know, I've actually told the story on here before on a long time ago. It was in one of my videos. Tom Pierre, does your Western Union Bank transfers take several days? It depends on which one you do, Tom. There's different ones. There's like different choices on how to send it. If you send by ATM, I send it bank to bank. It usually takes about 4 hours. Although it says like 2 to 3 days, it usually gets there in 4 hours. Especially when you deal with them all the time. They do it as like a favor to you, I think. JP Ortega, I got a friend in the U.S. who lives with his Panay wife, but they have kids together. Maybe having, let's see, I already read that one. Scott Slayton says, I was on gabapentin as well, not advisable, yes. Joe Colby says, hey Steve, good to see you. Question, if I want to drive a scooter there, do I have to have a motorcycle license in the U.S.? Yes, you should. I have driven scooters and mopeds, but no motorcycles in the U.S. It's easier if you get it in the U.S. and then come over here than coming over here. Although some places have put it on for people. I'm not sure how they got it put on there. And some people say that you can drive without that on there, but you should have it on there. That's just my advice, okay? Craig Jordan, the Philippine Info Channel, have you done adventures in Batangas? We've been down to Batangas quite a lot, actually. We've been down by Zach's Shack, I think it's called, and also a few other places down there. We've been to Barracuda. We've gone on little road adventures down there. We enjoy it down in Batangas for sure. It's fun down there. Tom Perry, you need to change air filter and spray with Lysol to get the virus out of the house. Yeah, for the virus I got in here right now, I actually have an ozone maker. Let me see, I can probably show you here. I got this the other day. It's this here. And you leave it on for 2 hours and it kills all the germs and everything in the room. It's not good if you're in the room when you turn it on, though. You don't want to be in the room when you turn it on. It smells really bad. But it's an ozone maker. And it cleans all the air and kills all the germs. Also, I got a ionizer too, which works a little bit. I think those work. Paul Sutton, what is generally the cause the marriage breakups when you bring a Panay to the United States? Other guys, okay? It's other guys hitting on Filipinas that have no right to do so. That's the truth. And I've seen that with many of the breakups. It's some guy that they work with, the girl works with or something, and they're hitting on them, even a boss sometimes. Del Grady, no one should ever let themselves be pressurized into having a kid just to save the relationship. That is sad. I agree, Del Grady. If you have to have a kid to keep your wife, I mean, I don't think it's worth getting married then. Scott Slayton, what part of Tracy Martinez are you? North, south, east, or west? I believe I'm on the northern side. We're near Conchu, which is right next to General Trias and Mungahan, that area. So we're not too far from SM Tracy. We're about 5 minutes away from SM Tracy, the mall. Gene Lamb, Doug Gilmore, thanks for the info. Try to look up kayak and cheap ticket from Manila, Singapore. Thanks again. Thanks, Gene. Let's see. So we got 109 people, 87 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. We're up to 51 minutes. We'll do about another 9 or 10 minutes here, and then we're going to call it quits tonight. I'll try to do longer next week, if we're on here next week, which we should be. I know if you guys don't see me on here, just come back on in a week, and we'll usually be on here. It's only when I'm not feeling well or something's going on or if I'm away. So it's not like I'm just skipping over because I feel like skipping over. No, I like doing these shows. I actually enjoy them. JP Ortega, I'm hearing about people getting tickets to Philippines for $1,300 with 2 layovers from Expedia, way cheaper than in Skyscanner, I hear. Yes, if you can get a ticket for that price, that's actually a good price. The old days of $650 and $700 tickets on China Air, the Chinese airlines, is pretty much gone now. And those airlines are not the best airlines to be traveling. They're just not fun to travel. The food sucks and the service sucks. So that's just my thoughts on it. So we got 108 people, 92 thumbs up, guys. Thank you. Let's see. We got any more questions on here? We're almost at the end of the string. We're at the end of the string right here, right now. So let's see if we can get a couple more on here. I'll answer a couple more for you. But yeah, this week here we actually got a bunch of subjects up on my board here. I'm going to be trying to do. Dickie Spess says, I guess I won the lottery, then married 18 years together, 20 of them the entire time in Arizona. Only a 5-year age gap, though. I think, Dickie, that's the thing, is the age gap. I would rather date a woman close to my age, and I'm 60, and I don't care if the woman's 60 or 50 or 55 or whatever, or 45. That's a good range to be in, like within 15 years of you, I think. If you're within 15 years of you, I think you're doing good. That's my thoughts. A lot of other guys say, no, I want somebody in their 30s. I think that's pushing it, because they're gonna get burned out on being with an old guy when you start getting sick. And me being sick now, I wish I had somebody right now, because it's tough being here alone at this house here right now, and it makes you take a look at what a relationship really means, and I'm looking at that right now. A relationship is important, because you need somebody around when you get older, for sure. Lloyd White says, heard they're going to open a new metro railway in Manila. I just saw the railway just the other day in Manila. I hadn't seen it in a long time. It looks pretty interesting. I've never traveled on it before. I'm thinking about actually taking a trip on one sometime. Joe Colby says, how's your ARK investments hold on? Considering any changes there? Joe, I had to pull out because they closed my account on me because I'm in the Philippines, so they closed all that out. I would still stay in ARK no matter what. If I was still in, I would still stay in ARK and Tesla, and Tesla's actually starting to move up again. Maximus says, Steve, I hear you are back in the market. Are you dating again? I usually don't talk too much about that right now. I haven't been doing much of anything except staying home much. I don't talk too much about that for private reasons. You know, I just try to not put my life out there too much on YouTube or Facebook. As you guys probably notice, I do put myself out there on some things, and I just think it's best to keep that off here for personal reasons and other reasons. It just keeps the trolls off your back, you know. I mean, I already got one troll on here out there already trying to, you know, say all kinds of things about me that aren't true. Let's see. Paul Sun says, "Have you been to Tall Volcano? What's that like?" Tall Volcano. I've actually been around Tall Volcano on a boat, and I go up there every once in a while and gone out there on a boat with a few of the expats, and we had a lot of fun out there. I go over there quite often to Tagaytay, probably at least once every 2 months now. Doug says, "Thank you for your channel. Hope to meet you one day for lunch if you're in Quezon City. I'll be applying for my SRRV by the end of the year." Hey, Doug, if you need any help with your SRRV, just contact me at steven5975@yahoo.com. We do provide a ride from your hotel and bring you out for everything that day if you need help with that. I don't make a nickel off of it. It's just the driver gets it, and I come up with the driver to assist. And I can introduce you to Mary Rose. We take you to the bank, and we even take you for the medical. And it makes the day a lot easier. And if you did it, you'd understand why, because otherwise you got to get grabs and stuff like that, and it just makes the day that much easier and more comfortable for you for that day. And there's some added bonuses in there too. If you call me, I'll explain everything to you. It just assists you a lot. JP Ortega, the Panay wife, was talking about works in retirement homes. Her hubby is in her 50s. Maybe the lack of younger dudes at her workplace is a factor. Maybe it's possible. Excuse me, guys. Scott Slayton. I lived in Woods Hole in Mass as a lobster boat fisherman. That's a good job. Maximus. Fair enough. Yeah, private life should be kept private. I agree, man. You know, it's just something I've learned on here as a vlogger, you know, not to put too much out there about your private life. JP Ortega, his 50s. See, Celtic Nomad says, "A good catch. Good to catch you again, even at the end of the stream." Craig Jordan, relationships are effort by two people. Make sure you're doing your part to remain attractive to your woman too. Exactly. I agree, Craig. 100%, man. You got to have something to offer your woman besides just a paycheck, you know. A lot of guys don't think that way. Mike Williams, is General Trias a neighborhood of Tracy? No, General Trias, it's Trias. General Trias is right next to us. It's the next town over. It's actually a big town too. Tom Perry, does the PI have radon gas? I don't think so. I think that's more in the granite states like New Hampshire and even in Massachusetts. John Colby, can we apply for any of the SRV visas here in the U.S.? No. Has to be done over here, but you start the process over there getting your stuff and getting your apostils and everything in the States. You have to get that all done there. If you need any help with that, Joe, you can contact me at steven5975@yahoo.com, and I can turn you on to Mary Rose Baranda, and she can help you. Philly Willie in the Philippines, my round trip to the USA was $1,500 or so, but Hawaii, despite being much closer, was $1,200. I must had spent like $4K on flights in the last 12 months. Hate it. Arnold Vale says, Mike Williams, you mean General Trias? Yes, that's what he means. Philly Willie says, my round trip to Canada. Whoops. ROV says, the Philippine National Railway, PNR, will reopen. This time elevated will connect the Clark International Airport to Bulacan International to Metro Manila and then to Laguna, hopefully down to Bicol region. That'd be nice. I'd love to see some of that stuff going on. Have more trains here. Paul Sutton, a lot of salties on here. I was a mussel fisherman on a boat out of Woods Hole. Sep 315. Are you on Instagram? No, I am not. CE shown in her 60s. I wouldn't have a relationship if she's less than 40. Let's see. Philly Willie says Baraka has a lot of petite 18-year-olds holding hands with 60-year-old walrus. Many relationships are transactional in the Philippines. Exactly. Actually in Boracay, they have a lot of transactional experiences there. Let me tell you. I've heard from some of the guys down there. Tom Pear says, Philly Willie in the Philippines, always good laugh to see walrus walk. There we go. Craig Jordan, Philly Willie in the Philippines, you have just described a possible 4 million relationships. Let's see, Philly Willie, Ilo, where I live, extreme age gaps are very rare. I don't see 81-year-olds with 18-year-olds. That's the way it should be. I don't think that it's good to see the 80-year-olds and the 70-year-olds with 18-year-olds. Just to be honest with you, I just find it kind of disgusting. Most of the guys in our group are actually not that far in age from their girlfriends. Let's see. Philly Will in the Philippines says vlogger Jasper was walking near the mall. He found a brothel by accident. LOL. Okay. But I'm gonna call it a night, guys. We're up to 60 minutes. I know we usually do more. Gene Lim just says good night, Steve. Night, everyone in the Philippines, and good day to everyone else. But I want to thank everybody for joining tonight, and we'll probably be back on next week. If I'm not on here for any reason, like I always say, just tune in the week after, and I'll probably be on here. But I plan on being on here next week. Hopefully, I'll feel better by then. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. I'm sorry I couldn't do the extra half an hour like I usually do, guys. But I'm just not really feeling up to it yet. But hopefully next week we'll do an hour and a half, maybe even a 2-hour show. Maybe we'll see how things go. God bless, guys. Take care.